Hello. Today I'll be talking about the correlation of God against sin. So this is based upon my experience with God and how he responds back. So I've talked about this before about if one blatantly continues in sin, bad events not associated with that sin will increase. And if the event is correlated to the sins, it is a bias. For example, if one gets drunk, a sin, drives and gets into a car crash, a bad event, then this is a bias. So I've talked about this before, um, many times before, and this leads into the slope of intensity of bad events versus intensity of sins committed. So you can see this here on the graph below. So this describes, um, just from my experience, that this actually works. And so people can test this theory if they want. There's a definite correlation, especially with the slope value, though I don't know what the specific slope value is. The starting intensity of bad events is also arbitrary. It might be lower, but I'm not sure why that is. I can't really explain why that is, though it's should be low bad events. And this is just from my experience. And, but overall, there is a definite correlation between intensity of sins committed versus intensity of bad events that follows. So there's a definite correlation, and that's another way that God can respond back. So that's the correlation of God against sin. So, which moves on to karma. So God mirroring your sins. So some people describe karma as a bad event that is sent back to a person the same way that person tried to give a bad event to someone else. But it is God who is against sin and will mirror your sins back to you. So this can also happen with if we commit a specific sin, then a bad event will be mirrored back to us. That sin will be mirrored back to us. So this is also, from my experience, this also works. So it's not karma, it's God sending the sins back to you or mirroring the sins. In other words, you cannot continue in that sin. It is not karma. We cannot continue in sin. So those are the two ways that God can respond back. So this is from my experience. And I hope you enjoyed. And I will come out with more videos. And thank you.